Hi guys, so here's a problem where we are given only 2 points and we need to find the slope. So remember that slope equals rise over run, and we usually use the variable m to denote the slope. So to solve our problem, we're going to be using this equation that says that m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The difference in the two y values will give us the rise, and the difference in the x values will give us the run. So where do we get all these y's and x's from? We get the x's and y's by labeling our 2 points. So we have point 1, and that gives us x1 and y1. And point 2 gives us x2 and y2. And it doesn't matter which point we chose for 1 and 2, as long as these 1's are together and the 2's are together. So now we just need to plug in our x's and y's to find m. So we plug in y2, which is -6, minus, and then we plug in y1, which is 4. On the bottom, we plug in x2, which is 5, and then minus, and now we plug in x1, which is -3, and I used parentheses since we have 2 negative signs. It just makes it kind of easier to make sure that we don't forget either of those signs. And so now we can simplify. So -6 minus 4 is -10, and 5 minus -3 would be the same as 5 plus 3. So now this equals -10 over 8. And we can actually reduce this fraction. 10 over 8 becomes 5 over 4. So we have -5 over 4. And that is our slope. So what if we had labeled point 1 as point 2 and point 2 as point 1? So you can see in the boxes at the top, I've switched the labels. So -3, 4 is now point 2, and 5, -6 is now point 1. And we said before that as long as the 1's are together and the 2's are together, we should be able to do this. So we're going to try it just to make sure. So plugging in our numbers, we have first y2, which is now 4, minus y1 is -6. And on the bottom, x2 is -3. And x1 is 5. And simplifying, this top part becomes 4 plus 6, and on the bottom, -3 minus 5 is -8. This becomes 10 over -8, and when we have a fraction with a negative on the bottom, that negative sign moves to the top, and the 10 over 8 becomes 5 over 4. So we can see that we do end up with the same answer. So let's check our answer by plotting it on a graph. So we're first going to plot the point -3, 4. So that would be here. And then the other point is 5, -6. So that would be here. So there's our line, and we're going to count between 2 known points to find the rise and run. So we always start from a point on the left, and we can see that from this point on the left, the graph is going down, so the rise is going to be negative. And if we go all the way down to where we are lined up with the other point, this is going to be our rise. And if we count the length of this line that we just drew, it's a length of 10, and we add a negative sign because of the fact that we counted downwards. Now for the run, we start from here and we go to the other known point. And this line has a length of 8. So the rise over run for this graph equals negative 10 over 8, which reduces to negative 5 over 4. And so we can see that by graphing, our answer matches up with the answer we got using the algebraic method.